Let me ask you a question. I know you wrote this amazing book and it's very intuitive from an explicit sexual standpoint and things that you've experienced and things that you've heard
Right.
from other women that they've experienced, correct? So
Right.
what I want you to do is I want you to read me a little bit out of your book.
Oh, I can do that. So, okay, so I'm gonna read a little sexual part. So for those that don't like, cover your ears. But this is the part where two of the main characters in the book, they're into it, because she's tired of him lying, and he's not gonna stop lying. He's a man.
Whoa.
He's a man. No, I'm just playing.
Hey,
But
come on, Mo. Killing me.
so let me give you this. He dropped to his knees and slid down her panties. Cam started kissing down her legs and making his way to her foot, where he started sucking on her toes. JWill started to cradle from the intense feeling she encountered as Cam licked from the soles of her feet to the tip of her forehead. His 10-inch dick rocked up, and he prepared for entry. Cam stroked himself in preparation to penetrate her womb. JWill tensed up. She knew what to look for. She expected his long, thick, hard, peanut butter colored penis to enter her.
Hey, now wait a minute. That's an experience right there. Now that got to be something from your experience, your dialogue. Am I correct?
Let's just say, hey.
Okay. So when you sit down and you're writing, what's your process? What's your thought? Are you always authentic, or do you go back from movies that you've seen before, or you just everything just straight out your head?
It's out my head. It's straight out my head from people, situations, from my situations, from just talking to people on a daily and knowing what they have been through, and being able to relate to certain things. I just put it all in this book, kind of to bring some knowledge to the people, because they complain about stuff.
Absolutely.
I done heard women, he considered my feelings, he told me about her after. How in the hell did he consider your feelings when he didn't consider your feelings? Like, you can't consider my feelings after you didn't consider my feelings. If you cheated on me and you feel like you didn't tell me you cheated, or you lied about cheating because you didn't want to hurt me, you shouldn't have cheated in the first place.
So I got to ask you this question. Yeah. So if you ever encountered a situation with a guy in your life and the sex wasn't good, would you tell him, or would you just give him a pass because you love him or you care about him?
No. Definitely, I would tell him if I care about him and I love him, because that means you're going to stick around, and I need you to know how to please this pussy.
Right.
But however, if you're not going to stick around and I see that the sex is trash, then you can move your ass.
But do you feel like some men need to be taught how to make love to a woman, and some women need to be taught how to make love to a man?
Definitely, on both ends. I hear so many women, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. Now, don't get me wrong. Certain stuff I'm not with. A lot of this new wave stuff I'm not with. But for the most part, if it's not nothing that's really disrespecting your body or disrespecting you as a person, satisfy your mate.
So what makes you love how a man treats you? Is it just the authenticity that he gives you, or when you tell him what you want to happen and he does it?
Yeah, when I tell you, even if we have a problem on something, but if I tell you and I bring the problem up and you change it, oh yeah, I'm definitely falling for that.
It's a go.
Yeah.
So you most definitely a ride or die. I know that just by having conversation with you, and I know you're one of those women. Hey, if I fuck with it and you love it, then I'm gonna make it happen. And I think that as a black man, a lot of black women, I'm gonna be honest with you, they don't do that. I mean, because they feel like if you're a man, you have to be perfect. Can you give me a little input on that?
Well, I think today's world, it just depends on which part you're coming from, because you have some women that are willing to accept a whole lot of nothing.
Okay.
A whole lot of nothing. The dude can make up excuses for not coming home, and you okay because he came home today.
Facts.
You have people that feel like because they make their own money, they can put him out. And when you put him out for those 2-3 weeks, he go with the next woman, and then you let him back in thinking you're doing something. You're not doing nothing, even though you're making your own money. Like, that's stupid. You put him out, leave him out. If you're going to let him come back in 2-3 weeks, why did you put him out in the first place? He haven't changed his actions in 2 or 3 weeks.
So is it okay for a man to tell him what he's not satisfied
Yes.
within a woman and give ideas of correction? Is that okay, or is that degrading a woman?
No, it's not degrading a woman. And any woman feel that's degrading her and your man is coming to you telling you what he needs from you and what you can do to make our relationship better, you're very childish.
Facts.
Yeah.
But you know that does exist in this world, right?
Yes, I do. I know a lot of it exists. I encountered a guy one time trying to talk to me, and he was telling me everything that his woman did wrong, everything she did wrong. And I'm like, well, why you still with her?
Facts.
You know, why are you still, you have all these complaints. Now you're going to come tell me everything that she's not doing and expecting for me to do it as the side chick.
Right.
Like, what sense do that make? But you have a lot of women that feel their side chick position and do everything that the wife is not supposedly be doing, as the husband say, when all the time that is a game. Because if she wasn't doing it and you were doing it, you would have made him leave.
Right. So you've been in love before, you've been out of love with somebody. What advice would you give a man or a woman about repairing a relationship or just letting a relationship go that doesn't work?
I just feel like the most precious thing we possess is our time, right? Don't put in a lot of time when you know you're really not going to get what you need out of it. I feel like people need to start looking for equally yoked relationships and stop just looking at the outer appearance.
Right.
A lot of times we get with people that we really have nothing in common with, and we wonder why it's not working. I used a scenario one time when I was explaining to my friend. I say you can put a box on the ground, and you can put a ball in the box, right? It fits, but it don't belong. You know, so you just got to watch what you're doing and who you're doing it with and your purpose for doing it. So if you really want a real relationship, make sure y'all have things in common. It's okay to sit down and talk to people and ask them what they want in their future and what they want from a relationship and what they want from you before you just jump in the bed with them and then the sex is good, so you think you're supposed to stay.
Right. Like, so when did you notice that being submissive to your man and playing your part as a good woman always was beneficial for you?
Honestly, I have always been, no, seriously, I have always been this way. I just get better with each relationship.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if I'm with a guy and then it don't work out and then I get with another guy, guess what? Whatever I felt like I didn't do in that relationship there, I'm doing it in this one. And I'm going to get better at it. And if this relationship don't work, the next one I get in, I'm going to get better at it. But you know, usually they don't want to leave.
They don't want to leave.
They don't want to leave.
So are you honestly okay with admitting when you're wrong?
What you mean?
As far as like with any situation, with scenarios, so say for instance, if you're getting into it with your guy and you know you're wrong, but you just don't want to let him win, are you going to continue just to keep going on to prove your point? Or are you just going to be submissive and let it?
No, if I'm wrong, I'm sucking dick.
Okay, hey.
Period. Like, I was wrong. I'm gonna go downstairs, try to see if you hungry. I'm gonna try to see what can I do.
Yes.
I'm gonna admit that I'm wrong. I'm gonna tell you I know I'm wrong. You're not gonna have to guess if I feel I'm wrong. I'm gonna tell you, oh, you know what? You're right. I was wrong, and I apologize. And I'm gonna try my best to make it up to you because I was wrong. You know, I feel like that's childish not to be able to admit when you're wrong. Just make it better. Like, do better.
Right. So I think that's what people in general deal with, acknowledging when they're wrong.